Vikings always find a way to make it interesting. They did last night. It's 29-0. I turn it off. I go, okay, I think this is a safe enough lead for the Vikings. They were killing the Steelers running the football. Then, for some unexplainable reason, they decided to throw the ball. And they threw the ball to the other team. Kirk D. Cousins had a couple of interceptions, and the Vikings held on to win it 36-28. When the Vikings are clicking on offense, it's impressive, and it's hard to figure out why they're not even better. Dalvin Cook, playing with one good shoulder, dominated the Steelers' defense. He was unstoppable in the first half. Ended up with just over 200 yards on the ground. Steelers also struggled to stop Justin Jefferson early. And Kirk Cousins, when he's playing well, Minnesota is tough to stop. But they're 6-7. Yeah, they have a chance to make the playoffs in the NFC. But we've seen this team, they'll follow up a strong performance with a bad one, although they did follow up a bad one with a strong performance. I guess they're dangerous come postseason time, or at least they're going to make the games interesting. That's for sure. Here's head coach Mike Zimmer on talking about his team playing a full 60 minutes.
I keep trying to teach these guys how to finish. We talk about it all the time, being detailed about your job. Especially in the first half, guys were detailed about everything. They played with a lot of energy. I guess we haven't really been in a game where we've been up by so much. And, I was still trying to be aggressive with everything really that we were doing, and we didn't execute as well.
Why not just keep running? You have two good running backs. You got one great running back. You got two good running backs here. Bill Belichick didn't stop running, and he doesn't have running backs who are as talented as what Mike Zimmer has here. And then Kirk Cousins throws a couple interceptions. Steelers had a chance to at least tie this game. Send it into overtime. And that's not a good Steeler team with T.J. Watt out, the injuries that they have. And I know that this is going to be a referendum. Today will be a referendum about Ben Roethlisberger's future here. Look, I don't know if Ben's coming back. I didn't think he was coming back this year. I don't think he's coming back next year. If he wants to play, great. If he doesn't, fine. Here's Ben talking about a moral victory.
I don't look at moral victories. I told the guys that as I walked around to the linemen and some of the skill guys is I'm not going to tell you all great moral victory, great fight back, because it's not that, but I'm proud of them.
Yeah, they didn't give up. What I saw from the Steelers is what I should see from the Vikings, and that is closing somebody out, being great in the fourth quarter. If I'm Pittsburgh, I would have the 2-minute drill the entire game. That's all. Now, Najee Harris, I like him as a running back, but they don't have a good offensive line. I would keep them off Ben Roethlisberger and just run a 2-minute drill the entire game and just see what happens. Then I take away the pass rush. Let Ben do what Ben does well. Doesn't have to be deep passes. But, you got, 4 more games to go? Gimmick your way into maybe a postseason berth here. Are they going to be they could be a dangerous team. Both of these teams can be dangerous if they get into the postseason. But here's the problem with a team like this, or both teams like this. They're not good enough to be, good for 4 quarters. And that's why they're kind of on the periphery of being a playoff team. They're not consistent. You can't count on them for anything. And certainly the Vikings. The Vikings are stuck in neutral. And it wasn't long ago where we thought this is a team that could go to a Super Bowl. And Pittsburgh, the same way. You look at Pittsburgh and you go, man, that defense, all you need is a little bit of offense. And you got Ben, can play well in big games. Mike Tomlin, Hall of Fame coach. And then all of a sudden you watch him and you go, there's not much to see here. But last night they made it interesting, thanks to the Minnesota Vikings. McLevin, what's the poll question you have?
Okay, we're debating this on the other side of the glass.
Right.
If you needed a veteran quarterback next year, say you're the Carolina Panthers and you can't draft a guy and you want a veteran, who would you want out of this list? Kirk Cousins, Ben Roethlisberger, Jimmy G, Matt Ryan, if he somehow became available, and then there's Todd tried Teddy Bridgewater. We kind of rejected him on that one, but
wait, you've already had Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
They already had Cam.
That's true. Well, the Panthers is just an example of sort of a mid-level team that might need someone.
Well, no, I don't want Ben Roethlisberger. No. I'd probably take Jimmy G. I don't sound too excited, do I? I guess I got to have a quarterback. I would take Jimmy G. Technically, I have to have a quarterback, I think. Right, McLovin?
Technically. Are you sure that a team like the Colts that signed Phillip Rivers wouldn't want to bring in Big Ben for a year? Just if you wanted 1 year?
No.
So is he done if he's not back in Pittsburgh?
Yes. Yeah, Paul.
You know, if you don't watch Kirk Cousins play and just look at his stats, you think he's a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
But if you actually watch the games, I think as a Vikings fan, that's where you're frustrated because it's like, here's a win and it's gone. Here's a win and it's gone.
But he doesn't have a signature win. He's not a guy that you go, hey, put the ball in Kirk Cousins' hands. It's almost the opposite. Like the game's on the line, you go, oh, like Carson Wentz. It's like he's a younger version of Kirk Cousins where you go, I don't know. I don't know. And at that position, you can't have that I don't know philosophy. Trying to win a game, come from behind. Hey, we're leading. How about a sustained drive? Take some time off the clock. I just don't know if you can get that from him. Yes,
You like that game was 6 years ago.
Yeah. That's the signature moment, but that's a long time ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah. 12 of Minnesota's 13 games this season have been decided by 8 points or less. That matches the most such games in a full season since 2016. They're in every game, but you're in every game. There's a feeling that they're like the Chargers or the Raiders. We're going to keep you in every game. I mean, it has to be great for their fan base. We're going to keep us in the game and you in the game. The Vikings.